Scott, nursing home administrator with BLAHC, BLAHC. This is episode 17. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, this is episode 17, so we came a long way. So thank you guys for watching, always watching, and all the other good stuff. And always support me and watching these episodes. I really, really do appreciate it, and I love it. Thank you guys so much. I want to discuss a topic today. On today's topic, basically, I have my notes here. I do my research, so I have my notes right here. So basically, I want to discuss, there was a worker in LaPorte, Indiana, who basically stole resident wedding rings off their fingers. So I want to discuss and let everyone know, as a nursing home administrator, of course, I don't agree with it. But this is something that's common that nursing home administrators have to go through in a nursing home. So not only will I discuss what happened, I also would discuss things that nursing home administrators go through when it comes with stealing items, and things that we have to go through when items come up missing, and also how to educate residents and also families and also other administrators out there what you can do to keep things like this from happening. So let's start. So like I said, this was in LaPorte, Indiana. The nursing home is Miller's Health and Rehab off Monroe Street. So basically what ended up happening, it was a young lady. Her name is Macy Black. She's 25 years old. This is Macy Black right here. So you just saw a picture of Macy Black. So like I said, she's 25 years old. She have been charged with level 3 felony robbery and 3 counts of level 6 felony theft. So basically what ended up happening is, over the course of, I think, 3 to 4 weeks, she has stole 4 wedding rings from 3 different residents. It started in January. Her reason for doing it is because she was trying to make ends meet, because the nursing home wasn't giving her enough hours, because she pawned these rings. So what ended up happening is, one of the victims woke up and caught her doing it. So when she woke up and caught her doing it, that's when she complained about it. And she, of course, the nursing home administrator know about it, and they probably did previous investigations, but probably didn't know who were the actually worker at the time that was stealing the rings. But they probably reported it, but they didn't have the person at that moment. So when the victim woke up, the nursing home administrator was like, okay, we have other incidents where other wedding rings have came up missing. So now they could be able to put a name and a face to it. So her thing was, she did it because she couldn't get hours in the nursing home. Do I believe that as a nursing home administrator? No. You have to talking about you working and you cannot get hours in a nursing home. All these hours that's out here working, of course you can get hours in a nursing home. If you got to go work in another nursing home, you can go get hours. No. To me, it sounds like she wanted extra cash and she needed extra money, and she was going to do it by any means necessary. Basically stating that you can't get any extra hours to work that's in a nursing home, that right there is bull to me. Because you got all these staff shortages. Nursing home needs workers. They need help. So I'm not buying that one. But her being very, very greedy and taking a resident ring to pawn it to make a lot of money, of course I see that happening. Like I said, right now, like I said, she stole 4 rings, allegedly, but she was caught in the act from a resident taking a ring off her finger, one of the resident fingers. Another resident who they previously had a investigation. They probably didn't know who it was based on so many staff going in their room, and these residents would sleep at the time. So when she steal these rings, they are asleep at the time. So, you know, she probably wake up and say, "Where's my red ring?" And now you got the first shift, and now you have the third shift, and you like, who was the CNA, or who was working, who went in and out of the room, or someone probably on that hall, or someone on a different hall probably go in their room and steal these rings. So, one of the residents stated that she had 2 rings stolen. And she said she had 2 rings stolen. And when the person removed the ring and she woke up, they removed it so hard and tough because these rings never came off her finger before that it started her finger to bleed. Started her finger to bleed. So that's how bad that it got. That someone had to steal a ring so bad that somebody's finger had to bleed. Um, Now that right there, when I hear stuff like that, yeah, that's stealing, is robbery. But what do you call when someone touches someone and it causes bleeding? I think another charge should be handled on that end, my opinion. Um, she said another resident stated that her ring was stolen and that ring was given to her by her grandmother. And I want people out here to understand that these residents probably 60, 70 years old. You talking about a ring that was given to her by her grandmother. Some of these wedding rings and rings are giving are basically are rings that are given by their grandmother or mother or some sort. These rings means a lot to residents. So these rings could be worth a lot of money, and some of these individuals stealing rings, not understanding the worth of these rings, and they just sit up here taking them. And they said that the rings probably was worth $1,000 or more, of course, because they wedding rings. These wedding rings can mean a lot. Can mean a lot to families. Plus, when you have individuals with these rings out here, mean a lot to families. Like I said, these individuals in their 60s, 70s, and they getting rings from their grandparents, these rings mean a lot. These are rings that was in the family. There are heirlooms. So it doesn't matter that, okay, they could go get a little extra cash for it. They mean a lot. These rings could continue to go down history. And so for these rings to be stolen and taken, that's crazy. And some of the women who's in these nursing homes, they probably already lost their husband. So not only do they have to be reminded that their heirloom have been taken from them, they also have to be reminded that their husband gave them these rings, and now that the ring have been stolen. So that right there can also do a mental damage to them, and a lot of people don't understand, but it really, really can. So, like I said, this is very, very crazy and ridiculous to me. But right now, she's facing 12 years in prison because of the robbery charge. They charge her with robbery, and the other 3 counts, she can get up to 30 months sentence for each count because it's a felony. It was over $500. So she could get 30 month sentence for that because of that. Like I said, it lasted over a period of 3 weeks. It started in January, and she stated that she did it because she was trying to get ends meet, and she couldn't get enough hours working in a nursing home. I think that's bull. If she couldn't get hours working as a CNA, maybe some hours as a dietary assistant, housekeeper, or something of this nature, That's not the case. Most of the time when people want to steal and all this other stuff, their mind is already on it. And plus she already did it several times before then. She's going to continue to do it. So that's the issue of on their end. So let me just talk to the families out there, the administrators, and everybody else that's out there. How can you prevent this? How is this is preventable? I tell my families all the time when they come in and during the missions, if their loved ones have something that means so much to them, that is so valuable, please take it immediately. Keep that with them. So the women, of course, they want to keep their rings, but I let them know they need to keep those rings at home, like the daughters or sons or anyone who is the RP responsible party. I have them to understand that please take these rings, because if these rings get stolen or anything of some sort, it will be hard for us to be able to find these rings. Number one. Number two, compensate for those rings, because those rings can be very, very expensive. So it's very, very important. If it's something like that that they want to keep, it's very, very, I would let them know, please have your responsible party just keep those rings. Because us as nursing home administrators, a lot of us have issues with theft some type of way. I know I have. I have residents came to me to say, this came up missing, this came up missing, this came up missing, this came up missing. And some things we will be responsible to replace if it's in their inventory and it's something that can be replaced. Some things cannot be replaced. Like a ring. You can't replace that ring. You're talking about some women who have rings by 40 or 30 years. It will be hard to replace those rings. So I make sure I let the families know and the missions coordinator know. Please let them know there's certain things that are not replaceable to them, that means a lot to them, that's valuable. Please keep that, because they need to understand if something comes up missing, then it will be hard. It would be very, 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 very hard, because this can cause a mental issue for the residents, and the families will get very, very upset about it. So I make sure that they understand this, because some women, their fingers are a certain size when they first get the ring. Plus, when they like 20 or 30 some years old, or even younger than that, as they get older, the fingers start to shrink up. So, like I was saying, so when these residents, probably under 20 or 30, when they finally get their rings, their fingers are pumped. But when they get older, their fingers start to shrink up. So as you can see with older ladies, their rings start to ravel around their fingers, can make it easy for someone to take their rings off. So, of course, theft is a huge issue for a lot of nursing home administrators. It's a big, huge issue for a lot of residents and a lot of nursing home administrators. So for nursing home administrators, theft is a big issue. It is a big issue. I'm going to tell you guys by a time that I had a theft issue. Excuse me. So there was a time where I had some CNAs that was working, and I always wanted cameras. Like you guys know, I wanted cameras, but I couldn't get them. But whatever. But there were some laptops that was coming up missing. Brand new laptops. It was during the pandemic. So we had a lot of laptops for the staff period and for the residents. There was a time where I had issues with a theft issue in my nursing home. Of course, I had workers that was there, and I had laptops at the time. The laptops it was during the pandemic. The laptops are for, of course, when you need to chart, and also laptops for the residents who needs to go to talk on Zoom for talk on Zoom to communicate with their families. So of course the company bought several laptops at that time. Bought these laptops at this time. I had a certain amount. Next thing you know, I had workers coming up to me, Miss Sammy, where's the laptop for chart here or chart there or chart there? I was like, you guys just had a laptop. I just gave certain individuals a laptop. They said, Miss Sammy, that laptop is gone. I said, what do you mean that laptop is gone? Miss Sammy, that laptop is gone. And I started to have to investigate where his laptop went, where all these laptops went. And a lot of individuals was like, I'm not surprised. All this stuff coming up missing. Next thing you know, I had Wii's coming up missing, like the game system Wii's coming up missing. I started to have residents tell me their clothes were coming up missing, their perfume was coming up missing, certain type of money that was coming up missing. It was terrible. It was bad. It was really, 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 really bad. And to us as administrators and also workers and even some other workers, it's disheartening for us to have to go through this, knowing that these residents barely have anything. They barely have anything. Most of them are already on Medicaid, so it's already hard for us to replace these things. And for them to have this stuff missing, we have to basically keep on buying them these items. Gonna have to replace it. So if the nursing home replaces it, guess what? They have it again. It gets stolen again. We replace it, it gets stolen again. So we have to basically let the families know, like, if they have anything that's valuable, please come and get it, because this is crazy. There have been times where I have TVs that got stolen, went right out the back door, because some of these TVs wasn't mounted on the wall. So now I have to convince the corporate office that I would like to mount the TVs on the wall to prevent it to get stolen. So theft is an issue that nursing home administrators go through, and this is why I feel like cameras are needed, because of the theft issue that you have in certain areas. And it's just crazy that we have to go through stuff like this. So, and you talking about, oh, these individuals have license certification. These individuals, they like to work here, or there. Why is this stuff going to get still stolen? There's things that we go through. We have issues with food getting stolen. Yeah, food gets stolen. So, when you buy all these things for the residents, and you have it there to give to them, then you no longer have to give to them, because now that someone's going to come to you and tell you, Miss Tammy, this right here was stolen, this right here was stolen, and it went out the back door, that's very hard for us to have to go through. And it's nothing that we want to continue to go through. We hate going through it. So that's how we deal with it. The way we keep up with inventory is, of course, the missions coming in there. And I also want to let the families know, when you go into a nursing home, the social worker will have a inventory sheet. Make sure you get this inventory sheet so you'll be able to list everything that you came in with. So if there's any type of issues, or people will say, oh, we didn't know she had that, are you sure? We will have the inventory list. Make sure you have a copy. So anything that you purchase, even whether the loved one is in the nursing home, if there's by email or anything of some sort, make sure that it's part of the inventory sheet. Just don't drop it off, okay? And give it to your loved one or give it to the nurse or anything. It's very good for you to drop it off to the social worker and have the social worker put it on the inventory sheet, and for you get copies of it so you can have on your arm. Plus, if this item means a lot to you and you feel like you don't want to feel like replacing it, like cell phones, stuff of that nature, even clothing, major clothing articles. Um, make sure their names are on these clothes articles um, before you drop them off. That's very, very important. And put it on the inventory sheet. It's very important. Just don't be dropping stuff off. Like a lot of family like to drop stuff off for birthdays and Christmas and all this stuff. Make sure the names is on there. Make sure you have an inventory sheet. Even if you make one and you put a receipt by it, you have a copy of the receipt and you write down what it is, and you have to email it to the social worker. So the social worker at least put it in the file. At least do that for yourself. It's very, very important that you keep up with these type of items, because you have to understand new workers start to work, new department heads come, um, your loved one might change a room or anything of some sort. So you need to be responsible for these items, to know that these are the items that you purchased, that they came in with. And even if they need to discharge and go back home or go to another nursing home, you don't want to wait until that day of when you move to, like, where is the items, where this stuff right here goes to, where this stuff right here goes to, where are my items at, where is this, where is that, this is not theirs, this is theirs, where is this at? So you don't want to have to go through that. So it's very, very important that you get this inventory sheet from the social worker for them to be able to give to you to keep up with an item checklist. Like I said, anything that's valuable to the family or to the residents, please, the responsible party, keep it. Do not have them to bring it into the nurse home, because it is a huge risk of it being stolen, and it would be hard to replace. So please do that. Anything that's very valuable, I don't care if it's a music collection, a picture collection, rings, clothing, um, books, anything that's valuable. It don't matter. Baseball cards, posters, whatever. Please keep it. Please keep it. Do not bring it into the nurse home. If they want to see it, just bring it to them on a certain day and say, look what we have. Then you take it home. Take it back home. But please do that for me. That is very, very important. Yes, like I said, we deal with this on a daily basis, where, you know, we don't have to investigate on a daily basis, but this is something that we have to always deal with regularly with things being stolen from the nursing home. So workers, as administrator, yes, we 24/7, but we can't be at the building 24/7, nor can we be on the hallway 24/7 or in the resident room 24/7. And like I said, these nursing homes, a lot of these nursing homes do not have cameras. So it would be hard for us to find out who did this, who did that, who did this. Some stuff we can find out, we can kind of navigate. Plus, when it comes to the care, but when it comes to items being stolen, it's very, very hard. So please work with us so we can work with you. So this right here, stuff like this will not happen. And we will definitely appreciate it. So just work with us and we will work with you. We will tell you, please keep that. Take that home. It don't need to be here. So this is a education moment for everyone. Um, for everyone to understand. Okay. Um, I hope you guys learn a lot for today. I gave you my perspective or how I feel about the certain situation. And like I said, you know, this is what this podcast is for me to educate you guys on what's going on in the nursing homes, is what's going on in the world, give you my perspective on being a nursing home administrator, plus during the pandemic, during these troubling times, and to let you know things that we do go through, and have you to understand that we don't agree with these things. But at the same time, I want to be administrator to let you know these things are happening. So you guys won't think that we just, we don't care. They just want to do what they want to do in nurse home. No, we do. We don't. We care. We do not appreciate it. We don't agree with it. So that's the reason what this. That's the reason why of this podcast. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it that you guys are watching this. I've been enjoying myself, and enjoying myself. Please comment, like, share. Um, you can also inbox me, whatever platform, to give me your perspective on the situation or whatever. I really, really do appreciate it, you guys, for hanging in with me. So thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.